guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I am doing my August 2020 faves. And I know you can't see him, maybe you can, but I got little Wally Walito with me, so you know it's gonna be a good video. And actually, just off camera, I have the Lokester on top of my little crates of herbs there. So he's just chilling on the herbs. And actually I was like, why does he like to chill there all the time? Well, there is a jar of valerian on the top there that he likes to lay on. And well, kittens like valerian. So let's go ahead and jump into the faves. You know, I like showing off faves because, well, you know, when you're really excited about the stuff that you have, either it was new or it's old, you know, you want to share it with other people to hopefully give them ideas about stuff that they already have, maybe things that they were looking for, maybe repurposing things. And I don't know, I think for me, it just gives me ideas about maybe some future projects and stuff like that, because I'm a very visual type person. But anyway, I just like having fun with these. So let's have some fun and let's jump in. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna jump into is makeup. I have a couple of pieces of makeup here. Well, okay, the reason I mention makeup, I mean, not that you ever see a whole lot of makeup on me, but every once in a while, I like to play around with makeup, okay? So I'm not very good actually at all painting. Like, I can't paint, but I am decent at painting my face. This canvas is a lot easier to work with than I think like regular canvas for some reason. I don't know. But anyway, at Costco, at least the Costco near us and the Costco up in Orange County, they've been having like, I don't know, sale or something where they've had like some pretty good brands of makeup, which normally I'm not really like buying makeup from Costco, but I was like, wait a minute, I know these brands. So they have NARS, and their NARS lip stains and lipsticks were all under $10. They were like $9 and some cents. So I got like 3 of their lipsticks. This one is called Casablanca, and I don't know, it's the one I have on right now. It's kind of like a peachy tone, I guess, which is kind of fun, kind of summery. And then, like I said, I got a couple. Yes, I got a couple of lip stains. And then I also got this Surratt Beauty eyeliner. So it's a liquid liner, and it's not waterproof like my Stila eyeliner that I have, which I actually really like that one. And that one is still my favorite. This one is good. I mean, it's a lot more subtle, and you have to like apply a couple of coats to get it as dark as you want it. So I don't think it would be very good if you were doing like a winged liner effect, which is what I mostly like to do. I like to do a little cat eye look. But you know, it smudges a little bit, unless I guess if you have a primer on and maybe you do some setting spray and maybe it'll like really set it in. But I think it's just more if I want to just darken in above my lashes, I think. But otherwise, I think this is really good. And it came with a little filler, like a refill. So, and it was like $10. So it was like, or not $10, but the other ones were under $10. This one was actually a little bit more. It was like 30, but regular a lot more. So I was like, okay. So anyway, makeup was the first one. Then we go into actually some jewelry. It's actually mostly earrings. There's one ring in here. But I like to get things off of Etsy. Obviously, you know, I love either getting indie decks, or I like getting crafted homemade goods. And so there is a shop that I've favorited items from the shop for like a really long time. Like, I think they've been favorited for over like a couple of years, and I was like, you know what, I'm finally just gonna like get these things. They come from the Ukraine, and you could see in these earrings that I got, which are just so gorgeous. It's signed by the artist on the back. They're super lightweight, you know, not light as a feather, but almost like styrofoam, lightweight. These aren't styrofoam, by the way, but these are hand painted and just like beautiful earrings, and they just like so summer vibes for me. So I think those are really nice. And I ended up getting a ring from her shop as well. So this is a hand painted ring. It's adjustable. And also on the back, you could see that it is signed by the artist. But you know, there's wonderful things out there on Etsy, and I'm just like all about like the handmade type stuff. So there was those, and then there's another shop. The name escapes me, but if you guys are wondering, you know, I could tell you in the comments if you're interested. But there's a lot of like laser cut type earrings on this other site. So I got a pair of sugar skulls, you know, for wear and whenevs. I guess I could wear a Dia de los Muertos, but I would wear these whenever. But I'm really digging these. And then I also love the music notes that I got, because as you guys know, I am an opera singer. So I was happy with those, and or my treble clefs, whatever. But I also got Ghostbuster earrings. I'm like, yay! And these are super lightweight too, because I have this fear that like my Nana's ears, like she wore all these like super heavy like gold earrings and stuff like that, and the big hoops, and like her earlobes kind of got stretched out, and I'm like, I don't want to wind up with like old lady stretched earlobes, so I try to make sure that my earrings are somewhat lightweight. Some more handmade things. I guess maybe this was the Etsy section, maybe, but there's a lot of stuff that we like to do up at Knott's Berry Farm. That we have season passes, like it's one of our favorite places to go walk around. I love Snoopy, okay, and I love their Calico Ghost Town and stuff like that. Well, they often have local artists that get to sell their wares in their Calico Ghost Town over at Knott's Berry Farm, which I think is super cool because, you know, kind of helping the local economy and stuff like that. And there is an artist that made these little crochet boysenberry pie like hair clips and like little tart hair clips. And if you don't know, Knott's Berry Farm here in not in San Diego, but it's up in Orange County. Like they're known for their boysenberries because, well, Walter Knotts had a boysenberry farm. Back during the Great Depression, they had to figure out a way to, you know, bring in some more cash. And so his wife started making these chicken dinners, and they became super popular to the point where there were lines out the door. So not only were people buying the boysenberries from the boysenberry farm, but they were just over the moon with the Mrs. Knott's chicken or fried chicken dinners. And so there was these long crazy lines, and well, they had to figure out a way to entertain the people while they waited in line for their chicken dinners. And so they bought an actual ghost town, that is the Calico Ghost Town, that's at Knott's Berry Farm, and people would, you know, kind of just walk around the ghost town while they were waiting to be seated for dinner, you know, in basically the family's dining room. And so they kind of just like added on attractions and stuff like that. And admission was always free to get in. You know, it was just kind of like paying for the rides if you wanted to go on the rides. And, you know, and obviously it created income for Mr. and Mrs. Knotts. But I think somewhere in the 70s, I think it was, they decided to finally build like a perimeter around Knott's Berry Farm because it had gotten so huge. And there were a lot of people just kind of like chilling on the rides that probably shouldn't have been there. So they're like, okay, we're going to charge admission, but now all the rides are free once you're in the park. So anyway, little history on Knott's Berry Farm. The reason I tell you this is because the lady who I was going to buy a boysenberry pie clip from, she was all sold out, but she's like, I have an Etsy shop. So I was like, oh really? Tell me more. So I got her card and I went in her shop online, and you know, of course I bought a little boysenberry clip, which is this. How cute is that? It's ginormous, I know. So actually, like you can do up your hair and put it there, but I actually put it on my hat that I wear. So I just kind of clip it on my hat. I have one of those, like, I don't know, kind of hipster hats that I wear. But it's, you know, super soft. It's nice and crocheted. And here you have your little boysenberry, which is so cool. But I also got a crochet mask because it was Hello Kitty. Oh my goodness! Do you see the cuteness? Oh, So yeah, I mean, hello. I'm, I mean, do I like Hello Kitty? We don't know. So yeah, since I saw a Hello Kitty mask, I had to get it. So anyway, so I got that too. And while we're into things that are nice and soft, I got a few stuffies in the month of August, and they are going to be my faves forever. But one of those was a surprise gift from my dude, and it is a Snoopy, yes, but it's the anniversary Snoopy. So I was super excited. It came from Hallmark. He ordered it online, and then we went into Hallmark to pick it up. But you could see Snoopy is all sparkly for the anniversary for Knott's Berry Farm. And yeah, so here you have a very happy Snoopy. And the other one, which comes from Knott's Berry Farm, actually, is this little horse, you know, kind of, it was sold in, I think, the Calico Ghost Town portion of Knott's Berry Farm. But we named him Walter, you know, after Walter Knotts. So this is Walter. Meet Walter. Okay, and then the other two, also gifts for my dude. Maybe I'm spoiled. But they are lions, and if you've been in my live chats, you have seen these guys. And actually this guy showed up during one of my live chats, so it was kind of like literally a live unboxing, and I was like, oh, another lion. So this is Leo. Leo's got crazy like rock star mane here. He's got like a super cute tail, and I'm a fan of Jellycat because they make the softest, cutest items, and a lot of you actually have bought Jellycats since I tend to advertise them so much, which I'm like, hey, Jellycat, you know, I'm sending people your way, like you could sponsor me in Jellycats and I'd be totally cool. I'm just saying, ready for sponsors. So anyway, so yes, this is Leo, and Leo's little brother is right here. This is Rory, and yeah, super cute, and he's also a Jellycat as well. And well, let's go ahead and move into books, since I was just talking about Rory. Well, the reason the dude got me that is because Jellycat also has a children's book, and this is called The Very Brave Lion, and actually I went through it during one of my live chats. It's just like, it's super cute. I know it's for kids, but you know, sometimes, you know, if you're having a rough day, sometimes just looking at little kid stuff or cute stuff is like the best thing that you could do for yourself. So it's got that little squishy front, by the way, too. So this is super cute. So yeah, Rory is actually like supposed to be the lion in this book. So this was definitely one of my faves. So this is by Wendy Ravenhill and C. Bisco, and it came from Jellycats. So that is the first book. The second book is called I Am Pusheen the Cat, and I literally just talked about this on the last live chat that I had, and this is by Claire Belton, who is the creator of Pusheen. And again, just super cute stuff, supposed to be stuff about Pusheen and Pusheen's little sister Stormy, which I think is kind of like Loki, and like Wally is like Pusheen. But again, it's kind of like adult book, but also a kid's book. So, you know, like, because there's some jokes that kids wouldn't get, but the adults would get, even though it's kind of geared towards kids. So, but anyway, yes, if you like cute stuff, this is a really good book to get. I got it on Amazon for pretty cheap. So, okay, the other book that I was digging in August, actually, I've been reading it for a few months, but I finished it in August and I'm still using it, and that is the Mayan Calendar Astrology book by Kenneth Johnson. And this is really good. This is one I'm not going to like ever get rid of. It goes well with some of the other Mayan astrology books that I have, but I've been really big into that because like Western astrology, yes, I understand it. I don't understand all of it, like when you have the adjuncts and the trines and like I get a little lost, you know, but I know the basics, okay? But it never really felt like it connected to me too much until I started reading about Mayan astrology. That really connected me. And so I've been doing like my birth chart. I've did my birth chart for my dude, for a couple of my friends. Like, I've been having a lot of fun. I've been doing like relationship charts, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been very interesting. It's also been very introspective, actually. And yeah, so I've been digging this. So if you're looking to maybe even just have a gander at Mayan astrology, this is a really good book to check out. It's also very well written, so it's easily understandable. Okay, another book that actually I started reading in August, I haven't finished yet, and this is by Andy Matzner, and this is Tarot for Transformation, and this is a book that he sent me for review, and whoa, it's blown my socks off. Like, I've already done a video where I talked about one of the chapters in here, and there's basically 22 chapters because there's 22 major arcana. But I promised to do a proper review of this book, but as you can see, I haven't made it very far, just because there's so many prompts and there's so much to really immerse yourself in. And you know, I want to take full advantage of this book because I really do want to help myself, you know, and I want to be able to just share my experiences once I finally do get around to that review. So anyway, this one, you guys will get the review and it's going to be just off the heezy. So another thing that I was loving in the month of August was I picked up my guitar again. So no, this isn't anything new. I bought this guitar back in, when did I buy this guitar? Early 2000s, very early 2000s. I had saved up my cash for an Ibanez guitar, and yeah, I used to play around with it for a while. You know, I was like in a band when I was in college, and you know, that was like a rocker. But I put it away. I don't know, I guess kind of not too long after the dude and I got together, like started actually dating. And then I don't know why I had put it away, but I have since picked it back up again. And I think I play better now than I used to, which is interesting, having like almost a decade of like nothing. So anyway, so yes, my Ibanez guitar, I'm happy she's back. We're back in action. We're back to creating wonderful music together. Okay, let's get into food, because a lot of you have said that you actually like when I show food in my faves. And I'm a foodie, okay? So I'm gonna show food in my faves, and one of those is called Chalk Keto, Chalk XO. And so it says these are snaps, dark chocolate, coconut and almond plus sea salt. And it's keto, so it has 4 grams of sugar, 3 grams of net carbs per 28 grams of servings. So usually in keto, you want to make sure that your fibers almost outweigh your sugars, or do outweigh your sugars. So they kind of like almost like cancel each other out. I wouldn't really consider myself on any sort of diet. It's just the way I eat. And me, I'm more of a no sugar, no grains type person. I wouldn't really consider myself a keto person, but these are good. And they are individually wrapped. Let me show you. And they are super dark. Those of you that are into super, super dark, these are really good. I would suggest that you keep it to 1 square, because things could get rumbly in the tumbly, let's just say. Otherwise, they're really good, you know, but if you're looking to have some rumbly in the tumbly, then by all means, have a couple of squares or more. Probably, no, not a couple of squares. You might be in danger any more than 2 squares. But anyway, it's delicious. Another fave, this one is sugary and delicious, so if you're looking for a treat once in a while, we have the Krusty's Cobbler mix, and we take our boysenberry, canned boysenberries, and we make ourselves a little boysenberry cobbler, and we put it in these little ramekins here. Oh, and as I say that, actually, one of the boysenberry cobblers just showed up. So when they are all cooked, they look just like this, and then that way you don't have to make a whole like cobbler thingy. You could just, you know, have your own little serving, and It's really good. So
Could be the temperature of lava.
it's the okay. It might be the temperature of lava right now. So we're just gonna put that aside for just a second. Okay, and then the other foodie fave that I have, which I think I've mentioned several times before, is the Ocean's Hollow sea salt. Well, these ones are the sea salt. There's one that's onion seaweed, but I love seaweed. I love seaweed like a lot. So these are really good, and I share these with Loki. Not the onion ones because those aren't good for kittens, but these ones have sea salt in it, and I don't give him a whole lot. Like whatever like bite I have left over, I give to him. So this is like Loki and I sharing a little bit of a moment here. Crystals. So there was a crystal that I was working with for the month of August, and that was Aqua Quartz. Actually, I was like, do I have a few pieces of this? I do, actually. And Aqua Quartz is when you take regular clear quartz and I believe you superheat it in a vacuum with vaporized gold, and so it kind of creates this bond to the crystalline structure of your little quartz crystals. So it kind of becomes one, it kind of becomes this permanent bond. But Aqua Quartz has been really good with my throat chakra, because sometimes I do have physical issues with my throat because I tend to use it a lot. I'm always talking and singing and all that good stuff. So it's just one that I constantly have to keep clear and high vibe and all those good things. So Aqua Quartz. All right, and lastly, what you guys have probably all been waiting for are my decks. My faves for August 2020, and that first deck is in here, and this is called the 100 Animals Oracle, and actually I found out about this one through Cosmic Creeper over on Instagram/YouTube. Here are the backs. The creator is up in Canada, I believe, but that was Loki like getting spit out of his little condo there. But these are all ink drawn animals, and they have a little keyword down at the bottom. The guidebook is fantastic. As you guys know, I work with animal medicine and animal energy, and yes, they have human because it's a reminder that we are animal. We are part of the animal kingdom as well. But yeah, I've really been enjoying this deck, and also I love the feel of these cards because it's like a linen finish, but it's all nice and bendy, and it's kind of like coated, so it just feels really nice. And it's nice that they're small as well because there's literally 100 of them. So anyway, the 100 Ink Animals Oracle, or it's just 100 Animals Oracle, 100 Ink Animals Oracle. Look it up online, you'll be able to find it. I also need to do a review of this now that I think about it. A review is coming. Stay tuned. Another deck that I was loving in the month of August is the Salmon Advice Oracle. And actually there's different oracles. There's like volume 4, volume 3, and I think they're going backwards because now they just came out with volume 2. So I have 4 and 3 here, and then I just ordered volume 2, and that is now in Chicago, Illinois. It came from Russia, so, and it comes actually pretty fast from Russia. So, but those are the backs there, and they have these little keywords. It's playing cards too, so you can use them as playing cards very loosely as tarot cards, I guess, if you want to do very, very loosely. But I like to read them together as if they were one weird sentence. And actually, these are like, the energy of these is so freaking cool. So yes, the Salmon Advice cards, definitely check them out. They come from Russia with love. So there you go. Next, and now I'm thinking that I'm showing you guys like a lot of international decks because the first one was Canadian, that one was Russian. This one comes from the Philippines, and this is called the Pinoy Practical Magic Tarot, and this is by Chingay Labrador. I have her Practical Magic starter deck, and this is her second tarot deck. She has a couple of oracle decks as well, but you know, shipping is more than the decks cost coming from the Philippines, but you know, it's coming from the Philippines. So, and I want to support indie artists as well, especially indie artists from the PI, because you know, it's in my blood. I'm Pinoy as well. So anyway, I love this deck. I have connected so hard with this deck. It's become an instant fave, an instant reader. I keep it in my bedroom for just like, any question I have, just like I pick it up, and it's so good and it's so clear. So if you want to check it out, you know, just look at, I think it's practicalmagic.com. You can also see her on Instagram at practicalmagic. Yeah, but I love that deck, and it's basically an ode to Filipino culture. You know, it's got different like little cutouts of magazines and stuff like that that represent the Filipino people, which is pretty cool. The next deck is not one that's out there for anybody to purchase. It was created by my friend Steph out in Belgium, so technically yes, this is another foreign deck, or a deck that has come very far. So this is her Nature and Bricks Oracle that she created, and basically I remember her sending me these pictures as she was taking them. And she's like, I'm going to put together like a nature deck, but I also want it to be more like industrial too. So I think that she came up with some fascinating like keywords. By the way, my friend Steph has come out with a deck that you guys can buy, and it's called the I Don't Care Oracle. It is freaking awesome. They got a lovely artist. I say they because she worked in conjunction with Wasima over at Wasimagic. You can also see her on Ascension Waves on YouTube. And my friend Steph, she has a YouTube channel as well. It's called Journal du Femme Moderne Spiritual Stuff. And yeah, and so her deck is available for pre-order on Wasima's site. But it's called the I Don't Care Oracle. So if you look it up, just type it into Google and you should be able to see it. I've already ordered mine because yes, I would have ordered it anyway because she's like my best friend, but it looks bomb. So even if I wasn't friends with Steph, I would still order that deck. So I have ordered it. Okay, and then the last deck that is a fave is one that I created. So that's like not out of the country. I think it's printed out of the country, maybe. I got it printed at makeplayingcards.com, but I keep it in this little tin, which I got made, you know, at makeplayingcards.com. And this is my Victorian flower oracle. I've already done a review of this deck on my channel because you can purchase it off my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com. It takes you directly to makeplayingcards.com, and you just kind of buy it off their site. But this inspiration came from the Victorian Flower Oracle book, of which I got secondhand, and it tells you all about making your own deck. And so I finally got around a few years later to making my own deck, and then I was like, you know what? I could put it up for sale. So if you guys want it, you can get it. But I kind of made this because this was like my little dream for myself that I just kind of wanted to make for myself. So anyway, you guys, that was it. Those were all my faves for August 2020. Hopefully you guys dug this and just kind of had a lot of fun. Hopefully you were able to finish watching this before your tea got cold. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Hope you enjoyed your time here. If you have any comments or questions, place that down below. And if you dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittensweightsandtarot.com. Not only do I have a plethora of readings, but I have my bracelets, my room and body sprays, my salves, my Travel Witch altar pendants. I also have my Wally's World Oracle, which was community created and community funded, with my little Wally Walito. And I have my newsletter too. So I put the newsletter out on the 1st of every month, and that's the only time I hit your inbox. And it has tons of witchy DIY goodness, arts and crafts stuff, decks that I'm using, channels that I'm watching, all kinds of stuff like that. So if you want to sign up, it's totally free. Just hit up my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com. Or if you want to throw a little love my way, think about joining the KWT tribe over at patreon.com/kittensweightsandtarot. Because for as little as $1 a month, it totally helps out the channel so I can create more, do more for you homies. And yeah, that's it from me. So peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.